So we embarked on a 5-day, 5-night trip in the month of November to New York City. And I'm here to share a bunch of the pictures as well as just kind of give you a guide of what happened on our trip, and hopefully you'll enjoy the pictures I have to share. If you've ever been to New York City, then you know what it's like in November. You've got the colors, you've got the weather, and well, we were just right in the heart. The hotel we stayed at was called The Muse. It was right there in the theater district. We're about 2.5 blocks away from Times Square. And the hotel was magnificent. The people there were exceptional. The service was amazing. I highly recommend the Muse Hotel, a very family-friendly hotel. And we'll take a look at some of these pictures of our room. It was amazing. One thing to note about the Muse Hotel is on every evening, I should say, because not just weekdays, although we were there on the weekdays, but every evening after 5 o'clock, they have a little wind down. And what that means is the hotel sponsors a little happy hour of some guest wines that they serve to the hotel guests. So I got to have a little bit of parent time, adult time, enjoying myself at the hotel, along with a great trip with my daughter. But I wanted to make sure that there was just this special level of service and attention to detail at this hotel called The Muse. And like I said, go onto the website that I'm going to offer here in the video and check it out. Very reasonable in terms of the cost, very good in value, unbelievable service, and impeccable. The place was impeccable, as well as location. You are literally right there, blocks away from everything, all the shopping, all the museums, all the theaters. It's an amazing hotel, and I highly recommend. This single dad gives you the high recommendation to go see the Muse Hotel, especially if you're doing a family trip out to New York City. Okay, some of the things that we did out there. Well, when you're in New York City in the fall, it's the beginning of, well, Knicks basketball and Rangers hockey. And I'm a bigger hockey fan than I am a basketball fan. So I took my daughter out to the Madison Square Garden to go see a hockey game. And what do you know? We got to see a great game and meet some great people. I actually did one of those fatherhood mistakes, and I thought it was really cool, and I attempted to buy some scalper tickets. And, well, let's just say this. I put a $40 donation to the New York crime population out there. My tickets, they weren't good. They were fakes. Anyways, long story short, we did get into the game. We got to see an unbelievable match. Atlanta Thrashers were playing the Rangers. The Rangers lost, but either way, we had a great time. And like I said, we were real close by to the subway, so dropping in, dropping out to all the sights and sounds of New York was really easy. Other things we got to do was to go to the museums. And one of my favorite museums in New York City is the MoMA, Museum of Modern Art. And they had a great display of some art. And one of the great privileges was to see some of the original pieces. From Pablo Picasso, Monet, Van Gogh, and some other great works from some of the more modern artists. One evening as we were walking through the streets, and by the way, it was kind of a blustery November weather. We had just arrived when a hurricane was leaving the East Coast, so there was that really light, misty rain, and just boom, out of nowhere, heavy pounding winds, which made for an interesting time because, it would blow off an umbrella and it would just get enough rain down your neck to just drive you crazy. But that didn't hamper the attitude that my daughter and I had of just going out and see as much of the city as we can. And I'll tell you, I had just a great time with her. It was an experience that I will never forget, and I hope she never forgets. Some of the stuff we saw, we were walking back from dinner, as we were walking down the theater district area, and they just ended Shakespeare, and Jude Law was leaving the theater, and people were just lined up to see this guy to get a quick autograph as he's heading up to his limo. Well, take a look at some of this stuff. It's kind of funny just to see how everyone's standing around. And we have of him actually coming out to sign a few autographs. So very interesting to get that close to someone who's very famous like that. But that's New York City for you. Other things that we did, well, you can't forget New York without remembering a few of the restaurants and the food that's available out there. I mean, this place never sleeps. So it seemed like every night, we got to try something different. And one of the best landmarks to go visit when you're in New York City is to check out the Carnegie Deli, world famous Carnegie Deli. And I could see some of these sandwiches are something to, well, it takes more than one person to eat one sandwich. And they're also well known for their cheesecake, which I'm a big cheesecake fan. And one of the tips I offer any single parent or anybody traveling to New York City, when you get to the Carnegie Deli, pick up a frozen one so it can survive the flight back to the West Coast, which my son was very happy about because he got to have a cheesecake as his gift from our travel gift. When I look back on this trip, I'm really grateful for the time I had with my daughter. I don't think we have enough father and daughter time. And this trip, getting away 5 days and seeing each other 5 days. I mean, there was no brothers and sisters, no mom and dad exchange. It was just father and daughter for 5 days. And I will tell you, there's some really great opportunities that I was able to share with my daughter and some great conversations we had on some variety of topics. What I'll take away most from this trip was the opportunity to get to know her, not only as my daughter, but as a young woman who just turned 16. And to be part of that on her birthday was special, very special to me. And sometimes the conversations weren't always the best. I got to get an earful once in a while, but I learned some valuable lessons. Lesson number one, when you're a father of a teenager, no matter how difficult the conversation goes with your daughter, the best fatherhood advice I can give you is to hang out and listen. That's right, listen. Sometimes all our daughters want us to do as dads is to listen. No matter how difficult the conversation's going and how quickly you want to end it or fix it or rescue it, don't do that. I think the most valuable lesson I learned on this trip was to just listen to her. Let her be heard and not argue. Don't argue the point. Sometimes you just got to listen as a father. That is one of the most valuable lessons I learned on this trip. Considering all the things that we did together and the conversations we had, I'm very grateful that I have such a wonderful, beautiful, intelligent young woman, just turned 16, my daughter, and I'm so very proud of her. And to take 5 days away from her life to spend it with her dad on her birthday made me feel very, very special and very loved. So I'm a very lucky dad. I'm not so perfect as a father. I've made plenty of mistakes doing this as a single parent, and I think that I'm just really grateful that this trip happened, and it opened up a lot of doors for us in our communication as well as our relationship. So I hope you enjoy the pictures. Happy holidays.